Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate video. And in today's video, I am speaking about mixed sets, and more specifically, the mixed set that I am currently using, because a lot of you guys sort of saw it in a couple of other videos, and you asked what I was using, what skills it gives me, and all that good stuff like that. Plus, I've also got a fair few comments from a lot of you guys in the past, sort of just commenting on some other videos saying, you know, why don't you use a mixed set, why do you always use like the kind of complete sets? And honestly, it's partly because I like the look of kind of complete sets, and as I said before, partly because I hadn't found a mixed set that I liked. Either way, this is the one that I finally settled on. This is the one that I'm kind of happy with for now. It's not quite perfect simply because I seem to have really bad luck when it comes to getting talisman, so my selection of talisman isn't that great. But that being said, I was still able to build this. Now, just super quickly, for those of you that are new to the Monster Hunter series, before I actually get into showing you the stats themselves, the reason people like to use mixed sets is because it allows you to get stats that you often can't get by having complete sets. If you go to your status, for example, and you scroll to the table, you can see that every single individual armor piece has their own skills. And typically, if you have a complete set, you tend to have somewhere between 2, 3, maybe 4 skills. And while more often than not, a couple of those skills are really good, it's also often the case that the other skills are ones that you don't necessarily need, or you would rather have something else. So the reason people mix sets is because you take armor pieces that have the skills you want, or the kind of higher skill points that you want, so that when you combine them, you can get the overall skills you need, and then obviously you can throw in some jewels or some decorations afterwards, and a talisman to kind of fill in the gaps. So if you are new to Monster Hunter and you kind of joined a lobby and you've seen someone with sort of like a mishmash set, generally that's the reason. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what I have. So if I go over to here, you can see I have 3 main skills. I have Challenger +2, which greatly increases my attack and affinity when a large monster in the same area becomes angry. In other words, when it's enraged, my arm will glow red, and that basically gives me an increase to my attack. Then on top of that, I have Honed Blade, which greatly increases my attack and raises your weapon's sharpness, so you effectively get 2 skills in one there. That results in me getting purple sharpness on a lot of my weapons, and it also gives me attack up. Then moving down, you have Razor Sharp, halves the rate at which your weapon loses sharpness. Now this is particularly useful given that I am a charge blade user. I do like to guard point as much as I can, and when I'm not guard pointing, I still obviously block, and all of those moves do heavily deplete your sharpness. Especially if you're guard pointing, your sharpness will go down relatively quickly, so at least having something like this does halve the rate at which it decreases, which means I can remain in that purple sharpness and in that white sharpness a hell of a lot longer. Then if we actually look at the equipment on the right hand side, you will actually notice, despite the fact that I am G rank, I do have 2 high rank armor pieces here. Now one of them was intentional, the other one is simply to tide me over. If you start from the top, you have the Skull Visage, which is the helmet that I've got, and the reason I have that is because it has a skill known as Torso Up. And if I go over to this page and go down to here and press Y, you can see that it says it doubles the skill points on my torso equipment. So if I then close that for a second, you can see that my torso has 6 on Edgemaster and 2 on Sharpness, whereas it would normally have 3 and 1. So that Torso Up effect allows me to go for the Honed Blade and the Razor Sharp that I'm after. Then moving back, you can see on the second one I have Rebellion Mail. Now that is the chest piece from Dalamadur. Now the reason it's high rank is because there's not currently a G rank regular Dalamadur. There is a Shah Dalamadur, but that does not give me the chest piece that I need, doesn't give me the skills that I need, so as a result I have to use the Rebellion one, because the skills are actually the same as the G rank one, but until they release a G rank one over here in the UK, till it comes as like a DLC quest, I'm going to have to stick with this. Then moving down I have the Kajala Grip, which are the gloves from the Rusty Kushala. And then lastly I have the waist and the legs from the Furious Rajang, the Grand Divine Aya set. So that, my friends, is my set. And then again, if we move over here, you can see that I have 15 on Spirit, I have 12 on Edgemaster, and I have 10 on Sharpness. Now, as I said before, my talisman is not that great, which is precisely why I am quite limited with my choice of sets. But once I do get some better talisman, I will obviously be a little bit more free. Either way, with that being said, this is still a really useful set. It's great if you're a Charge Blade user, and it's actually a great set all round. Generally speaking, having Honed Blade and giving you that purple sharpness and the attack up is something that's useful on pretty much all weapons. Then having Challenger +2 is also something that other weapons can take advantage of, and Razor Sharp never hurts. Obviously some weapons will blunt faster than others, so again it might not necessarily be something you would always want, but that being said, this could well be applied to multiple weapons. Either way, with that said and done, that is it. That is my mixed set. You guys have been asking what I've been using, you guys have been asking kind of when I'm going to use one, and the answer is now. The only other thing I do need to do is actually go and get some more armor spheres, because I do still need to max out the high rank pieces so that my defense isn't quite so low, because right now it's underneath the 700 mark, and that isn't really great when you're doing some of the G rank monsters or some of the kind of Apex monsters and things like that. Either way, that being said, that is it. If you guys do have any other questions, then let me know in the comments down below. And also, while you're here, if you haven't seen the Monster Hunter Cross trailer, then make sure you check it out. I will leave a link to the breakdown I did in the description box down below. Shows the trailer first, and then we talk about it afterwards. So there's plenty of good information in there, so make sure you check that one out. But aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.